I especially want to thank and congratulate the United Arab Emirates and Bahrain for their vision and courage in signing the historic Abraham Accords. In the future, we'll continue that progress by adding more countries to the Abraham Accords. We have 4, and I think they're going to be filling up very rapidly.
One of the president's main points on this Middle East trip, of course, is lobbying more countries in the region to sign on to the historic Abraham Accords with Israel, negotiated during his first term in office. And with more on that and a little analysis, we welcome Lawfare Project Executive Director Brooke Goldstein and Jonathan Schanzer from the Foundation for Defense of Democracies. Brooke, this is a fun talk for me because having seen the president put so much of his heart and soul and time, for that matter, in helping to generate the Abraham Accords, didn't win a Nobel Prize, surprising, but that's a story for another day. This idea of maybe getting Saudi Arabia and other regional partners to sign on, like Bahrain and the UAE, that would seem to me to be a real game changer for the region. How do you view it?
Absolutely. And if anyone's going to do it, it is going to be President Trump, who every day is making history in the Middle East. And Saudi Arabia is a natural ally. They have a huge stabilizing factor in the Middle East, and it's economic cooperation that's going to bring peace to the Middle East. And that's why we see countries like Iran trying to stop this. I mean, a lot of people even said that October the 7th was carried out to prevent normalization, to prevent Saudi Arabia from joining the Abraham Accords. Because on the one hand, you have Saudi Arabia that wants to exist in peace, that wants to benefit from economic cooperation. But then you have the extreme jihadi Islamist mentality that, would cut their nose to spite their face and at all costs want to engage in bloody wars and battles. And that's the past, right? We're now in the Trump mentality where deals have to be made, where peace is made a priority, because it's not just in Israel's interest, it's not just in America's interest, it's in the world's interest. So I truly believe this is going to happen. Yeah,
tough to add a lot more to that, Jonathan. I'll give you a chance to try. I think Brooke really hit to all fields on that.
She did. I'll just tell you one thing here. I love that Donald Trump said that this is important to him.
Yeah.
He made a direct plea to the Saudis. He said, I want you to do this, not because it's in your own interest, but because of our relationship. So he's made this personal. This comes amidst a bunch of mega deals that are taking place right now in Saudi Arabia. But he's saying that's not enough, that these deals with the United States, we need to take it a step further. He wants to further his legacy. And I think he actually he's got his eye on a Nobel Peace Prize right now. And this is, I think, a first step to getting there. Saudi Arabia would be a huge step. You're going to see a bunch of dominoes fall because the Saudis are the leaders of the Arab world. This is the place where the 2 holy mosques are in Saudi Arabia. A lot of other Muslim countries are going to follow.
It's really remarkable, too, because reputationally speaking, the president has long been seen as a transactional figure. Which is not to say that he isn't. I get that. If you cover him for a moment, you know that. But I get the sense that he's actually quite more interested, I think, this time around in being not just transactional, but transformational. And if something like this were to happen, it would certainly qualify as being transformational, not just for the region, but for the entire globe. In the time we have left, very quickly, 10 seconds, 15 seconds each, how are we going to get things turned around at Columbia University with all the protests? I apologize for the brevity of time, but I want to give you both a quick shot at it. Brooke, beginning with you.
Yeah, well, full disclosure, the Lawfare Project, of which I am the executive director, is suing Columbia University. Unfortunately, we have to force these schools to do the right thing. Yeah. We're also suing CUNY, the City University of New York. And just this week, the Department of Justice submitted a statement of interest in support of my client, Dr. Garrett, who is the director of Jewish studies there. We need to force them to do the right thing. We need to shed light on this, and we need to enforce the law, because that is the issue. And the reason why the statement of interest filed by the DOJ is so significant, because it signals that this case is a very important fact pattern to apply civil rights law to the Jewish community in the United States.
Jonathan, we'll get you next time. I appreciate you both coming in tonight, out of time, but we'll see you again right here on Fox News at night. Thank you both. President